Hi, Steph.
Hi,
Welcome.
Catherine. How are you?
I am very well, and yourself?
Good, thank you.
Very good. And thank you for coming on today because I wanted to talk about finding your Eden retreat that we're creating together.
Yeah,
And I wanted to ask you a little bit more about this because finding your Eden, what does that really mean to you? And I'm wanting to know as well, in terms of how we are connecting more with nature and trees and why. Why are we doing that? But first
yeah,
of all, can you introduce yourself?
yeah. Um, well, obviously, you know me. We've known each other for a little while. We've been in sort of like quite a few circles together and lovely spaces together. And I think from my point of view, I sort of work with the quieter spiritual practices, and I help women shut out enough noise that they can hear themselves again and really connect with their own intuition. Because I find that
Mm.
we've lost, we've got lots of noise going on around us, and we don't make decisions for ourselves. We don't trust ourselves enough to make decisions and listen to ourselves. And I guide women back to that process, if you like, or that feeling, and gently do that through rituals and working with the land and practice and doing things in nature.
Beautiful. And that's so needed. And I know I'll just introduce myself quickly for those of you who don't know me. But I am an experienced sacred space holder in nature. And within those spaces, I activate and bring in a beautiful remembrance of the love that we are, the essence of love that we are, that we've forgotten. And it's that beautiful connection again with ourselves, isn't it? That's really important.
Absolutely.
And we've
Yeah.
both experienced that, haven't we, in our lives?
Hmm.
This disconnection from ourselves. Can
Yeah.
you tell me a little bit about how you've experienced that?
Yeah. And I would say that I used to be, well, we both worked in the sort of like corporate world, teaching world, and you just get on with life, and what life just comes really busy. And it's only when I actually started to bring in some spiritual practice around and rituals around working with nature and just going out in my garden in the morning, going for walks, but really noticing every single thing as I go for a walk and really connecting with nature in a really deep way. That's when I started to see the real shifts in my own um, I suppose, my own calm, peace, and listening to myself. And it was only, I tried loads of things before that, the sort of traditional well-being. And in fact, I'm a well-being coach, but I don't really use those practices anymore because I find that this is just so much more effective. And it's just a quieter, gentle way without doing too much. It doesn't need to be loads of work. It's a very gentle way of coming back to yourself. And it just, I want lots of other people to experience what we've experienced because it is just something so special to work with the land and to live with the land.
Yeah, and we're learning that, aren't we? This shamanic training,
Hmm.
practitioner training that we're doing throughout this year with Rhonda Spence, the amazing Rhonda Spence.
Hmm.
Beautiful soul. And yeah, I agree with you completely. My experience is similar because I was in education for 33 years. And that's a very, very difficult institution to work within. There are many teachers I know and in different roles within education that are finding the role difficult, no matter how passionate they are about their job and about holding that space for people. Um, and I was so disconnected from myself and I didn't realize it, but it was affecting me on every level. It was affecting me, on a mental and emotional level, putting weight on, all of those things,
Absolutely.
looking outwards for things to kind of make me feel relaxed, make me feel peaceful within, which obviously it didn't until I my awareness started when I started just being still with a tree, and it was this one oak tree. I literally realized that this oak tree and its energy and my energy when they were together, that was really helping me. And it might sound crackers, but that oak tree just literally helped me to come back to myself.
Yeah.
And the energy of the oak is around strength, and it gave me a peaceful strength within myself. So
Hmm.
if I needed that strength, I'd be like down to see my oak tree.
I know, and you sort of touched on a good point there about, this whole feeling of like working with nature and the way that we work with nature, that there's that, almost like your ego gets in the way, isn't it? Because it's like you're thinking about what people will think when you're sort of like talking to trees and things like that. And I think I would say I was that very skeptical person myself. Probably only like 2 years ago that was me, and now I'm sort of like embracing it, and I'm just because when you try it, you really get to understand what it is we're talking about without feeling like you're being a crazy woman. We've all
Yeah.
we've all had that moment of, oh my God, people all think I'm crazy, but it's yeah, it's hard to express, isn't it, to people who don't know and don't understand what we've experienced, how special it is once you start to go into these practices.
Yes,
And
very
um,
much so. And when I
yeah.
started holding space for others, I did it in nature. I was guided to do it in nature. And I just witnessed other people connecting with themselves again and going back into their heart and learning to love ourselves again,
Hmm.
and learning to respect ourselves, learning to give ourselves boundaries. And the wisdom is there for us in nature.
It
It's
is.
showing us the way with this.
Mm.
So,
And it
sorry, go on, Steph. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I find nature shows us the cycles, and we'll come and talk
Yeah.
about the Celtic medicine wheel, but it's all about the cycles of life, and just watching nature and watch how it goes through cycles and noticing nature. Just those small things can really help to support you, because you just see yourself going through cycles and relate to the cycles the same way as we relate to them in nature.
Beautiful. And it's that healing cycle, isn't it? The Celtic medicine wheel is
Hmm.
literally the healing. It's a natural healing cycle that
Yeah.
we talk about now, but actually it's ancient wisdom, isn't it?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful. So this finding your Eden, why finding your Eden? Why is this retreat called Finding Your Eden?
I think for me, it's, because we work with nature and we're working with nature and we love nature, there's almost like, isn't there? Everyone, if you say the word Eden, people just have this picture, don't they, of what, Eden being this, I don't know, amazing place of just perfect. And for me, it's not about that version of Eden, if you like. It's because that's, to strive towards that is, could be quite difficult to achieve perfection. No, it's very difficult to get perfect anything. But for me, it's about actually almost like something you carry with you, that you you can create your own peace, tranquility within yourself. And I think for me, that's what Finding Eden is all about. It's about creating your own version of peace. And Eden for me will be completely different to what Eden is for you, Catherine.
Yeah.
It's very different for every individual. And working with nature and helps you to be at one with yourself a bit more, so that you can create that calm within you. It's creating calm and peace within you. That's how I see Eden. What about yourself?
Beautiful. For me, when I'm in nature, for me, first of all, nature is the most important tool for me. It's the most important tool for me to come back to myself, because in life there's so much noise. There's so many distractions. I'm holding space for people. It's really important that my energy, the balance within me is there. So my Eden is a balance within myself. It's shutting out the noise. It's coming back into that balance. And it's, for me personally, it's a beautiful connection with the source within me, with that
Mhm.
love within me. And that's my personal relationship. That's my relationship with nature, with source.
Mhm.
And it's as one. It's just one thing. And I
Yeah.
call it love because
Mhm.
it's not the love that we think of in the human, but it's a love, it's an energy of love, it's a frequency
Mhm.
that is within me, that is in nature, that nature mirrors within me, and it helps me to remember. So that's where my Eden is. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect, but it's just me being me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's that stillness that it creates as well, that almost like not shutting out the noise of the world completely, because we can never do that, but almost like having those moments of being and recognizing and being in your Eden, or being with Eden, and creating and building in practices so that you can have those moments in this really, really busy world that we live in. We can have those moments within our own version of Eden.
Yeah. And I love the way you say there's not one way. This retreat is not about showing people a way and saying this is the way. There's a lot of noise around this is the way, and that's not the case at all. It's coming back into our own Eden, and it's reclaiming ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what we're doing with this retreat is giving women the space to actually receive and to experience what it can be like to slow down for 3 days. And we will be doing, practices and ceremonies and rituals within that. And what you take away from that, and what you might want to use going forward in your own life when you go back, is entirely, your choice. It's sort of here's some ways that you can connect with the earth and connect with your version of Eden. But how you then take that back and how you fit that into your life when you return, is really, really up to you, because it's just a beautiful experience. And once you've experienced it, it's really difficult to, go away without thinking about how you can experience that amazing feeling again.
Yeah, because this retreat isn't just about having a break from it all and then going back to it all. And before you know it, your energy is in a different place again, your frequency, your mental, your emotional bodies, and so on. It's about being able to come back to yourself in a way that you can lead yourself, that you have those tools that resonate with you. I've got the tools. I go to certain trees because I know that the energy of that tree will help me in different ways, and I'm drawn to different trees for different reasons. Do you have a favorite tree that
I
you,
do.
yeah, tell me about it.
Well, mine actually was I call it the broken oak, because it was very broken. It was a very broken tree, and there's several oak trees not too far from where I live. I'm quite lucky in that respect. But this one particular oak was broken, looked like it was dead effectively. Um, but I've been working with it over the last sort of 12 months, and suddenly it started to spring to life again over, the last few months. And for me, there's a whole lesson in there for me about resilience and the resilience of nature, and how something can be, like literally its whole trunk was like completely broken in half. So you'd think that's it. And then it's like, no, it's back to life again. And there has been so many messages for me personally from that, watching that happen and connecting with that tree, that it's been really special to see how it's just started to transform again. It's just, it's just really made my heart sing this year when it started to show growth again. It's really,
Yeah, that is beautiful. There's all those messages there for us all the time, isn't
yeah.
there?
Hmm.
And I know for me, this is not just woohoo, because science backs up,
Hmm.
coming together with trees. For example, I've been doing a silvotherapy course. I've got a lot of experience, as you know, holding space in nature, channeling. We are that conduit between, if you want to say as above, so below, as within, so without. And it's that Eden within us, isn't it? It's all those
Hmm.
parts bringing it together. But I've been doing the silvotherapy course, and it's just helping, it's enhancing what I have already been doing. And I'm bringing that into the retreat, which I'll ask you about a bit more about in a minute. Um, But, it's basic things like trees produce phytoncides, and those phytoncides, they help us. They help us, emotionally. They help us mentally. They help us physically. They help to calm our nervous system. But we are remembering that there's so much more about trees as well. Trees have spirits.
Hmm.
They have
Yeah.
spirits. They are energy. We are energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy exchange between a tree is just absolutely beautiful. And we're
It is.
remembering that.
And I
So,
remember, sorry, I remember a
yeah,
few years ago that I read somewhere, I think it was part of my well-being being program, is that, almost like just looking at a leaf as an example, or the leaves on a tree, just the way that the pattern is there can actually have a really calming effect. And like, who doesn't like flowers? If you get flowers, somebody sends you flowers, or somebody, you go out and you see some flowers in your garden, that's the effect that nature has on you. The smells just uplifting us. I know we've had a lot of sun recently in this country, and it's just been amazing to get out and just see the garden, and how the garden, just watch your garden evolve over time is just fascinating, I think. But
I think it's beautiful,
I
and I
know not
agree. I
everybody feels
agree
like
with
that,
you.
but it's yeah, but
But it
just
is
to
that
notice it,
switch.
just to notice it. Yeah.
Yeah, but even, we talk about no matter where you are on your own journey, and this space is for people who are just at the beginning, who are curious, but it's also for people who are further on their journey. And when I'm holding space for people, particularly when we do the circles of one love, I'm realizing that I'm on a personal level that nature is really connecting me with that energy of oneness. And that's like huge.
Yeah.
It's like a switch. And
Hmm.
when that switch happens, you're in this energy of bliss and awareness, a deeper awareness and a deeper connection with everything around you, which is what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah. It just has that effect of slowing you down, naturally slowing you down.
Yeah.
And I would say it's not about just going out for a walk in nature, because we
Yeah.
all, we all go out for walks, we go and, be out in nature, but it's noticing while you're doing it. And that's the subtle difference, is that, I used to go out for walks all the time in nature, and I used to love going out for a walk and being in nature, but I never used to notice. It's only when I started to notice that the Eden, if you like, that we're sort of started to build within me, that started to happen only when I took time to notice.
It's a bit like, well, it is when you held space for one of the circles of one love up at Castlerig, and we
Hmm.
were in the forest, and you did a beautiful medicine walk, didn't you?
Yeah.
And can you tell us then, for those people listening who are really interested in this space that we're creating for them,
Hmm.
what are they going to experience? What is really, how is it going to impact their lives in a positive way? And I
Yeah.
know the medicine walk and what you're talking about, that's going to be included in it, isn't
Yeah,
it? Can you tell me a
absolutely.
bit more about it?
Yeah, so I think the first thing to say is that it's really about landing in wherever, meeting you where you're at. So it doesn't really matter where you're at. There's no performing, there's no needing to do shoulds, coulds, any of that in this. So it's really about turning up exactly as you are in that moment, and then allowing yourself to just land and land gently. So we'll start off very gently with the sort of, I mean, the whole retreat is gentle, but it's really about just landing in the space and just sitting very quietly, and almost just moving from the noise of outside to this nice space that we're going to create while we're there. And then there's lots of things that we're going to be doing, not lots of things, but I would say a few gentle things we're going to be doing while we're there. But I know that Catherine, you and I will feel into what's needed as well, and where the women are at that are coming as well. So if we
Yeah,
if we if we need to move things and do things slightly different, we will do that, because that's,
yeah,
it's what you and I are really good at, is actually feeling into the energy of who's there as well. And a couple of things that we will be going through is, one of them will be the Celtic medicine wheel. So I'm going to run a workshop which really talks about that cyclical living, if you like, that living in nature, and how nature moves through the seasons, and how as humans that we've almost lost that ability, if you like, is to recognize the seasons, recognize what's going on outside in our external world, also use the seasons to go into our inner world and use them as a cycle to work through the seasons in a way of connecting with ourselves and using journal prompts to actually help us live through the seasons, because there is a natural, the sort of Celtic medicine wheel was all about that, was about recognizing when the seasons change, but not just from a nature point of view, but also weaving that into our own lives as well. So I'm going to go through that so that you've got something to take away that you can use throughout the year as well. So to give you an overview of how that works.
That's brilliant because that's like, it's as it says, medicine. It's a natural, organic way that we're remembering of nurturing ourselves, taking care of ourselves, listening to ourselves, responding to ourselves, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then, of course, we'll be doing some silvotherapy, some forest bathing, which you're going to lead, which will be absolutely
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, and that will include, we've talked about the energy of trees, and that's we will be including being with
Mhm,
trees. So it's a twist on silvotherapy on forest bathing. I'm combining what I've been doing and the spaces I've been holding. I'm combining that with the
mhm.
silvotherapy and the wisdom around that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, really
yeah,
looking forward to that, holding that space for
yeah.
people.
It'll be lovely. And then the medicine walk, which is really about almost like creating an intention and walking into nature with that intention. And I won't give too much away because it'll be
Yeah.
nice to reveal more when we're there. But it would just be an amazing thing to do. And then we're going to have an outdoor sound bath, weather permitting, of course. But we're going to have a lovely sound bath where we're going to have singing bowls and frequency of an energy of those singing bowls, and to do that outside and sort of relax in nature and just listen to the sounds, the natural sounds, and actually have the sound bath outside as well. That's just going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, because frequency is important, isn't it? And this is all about a shift in our frequency, a shift in our energy that brings us back into balance. So the sound bath is an important part of that. It's part of the journey that people will be on for those full 3 days together, 2 nights and full 3 days together. And
Yeah.
when is it?
What, the
It's
retreat? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's the 22nd to the 24th of September.
yeah, three
And we're
full
in,
days and
yeah,
two
three
two
full days.
evenings. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 nights. We'll arrive at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll leave probably around 5 or 6 on the final day with obviously food. All the food will be included. You get breakfast on your first day through to dinner and sort of evening meal on the Thursday as well. And I wanted to say as well that woven throughout all of this, is space, because it's really important. I've been on retreats, I'm sure you have as well, Catherine, where you've gone on retreats and it just feels like it's like bang, 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 and there's something to do all the
Yeah.
time, and you feel like
Yeah.
you're almost like your energy is.
It's all about the doing and not the being, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there will be lots of being in this
Yeah.
and lots of integration in this space, because we're very mindful that we're going to lead you on in certain ways and certain practices, and we'll have some journaling as well, and journaling prompts. And we're very mindful of allowing you to integrate everything that we're going through and giving you space. And there's loads of space in the house that we've found. It's a beautiful house with loads of grounds. So there's lots of spaces that you can go off and be on your own, which I think is really important. It's certainly really important for me to have my own space. I like to have my own time out and my own time to integrate.
Yeah, me too.
Um, and equally, if you're sharing a room with somebody, there's still loads of spaces to actually go and be by yourself as well. So it's not about necessarily being with people all the time. And we almost like encourage that it's great to just go off and do what you want to do, because that's really important. It's your time, and it's really, really important that you do it your way as well and how you feel comfortable. And I think that's a key thing for me, is that feeling comfortable on this retreat. And it's something that you and I are very protective of, because again, previous experiences, it can feel very, I don't know, full on. It can feel quite woo. It can feel like, your
It can
nervous
be
system
quite
might
physical,
start.
can't it? And
Yeah,
then you go
yeah.
home exhausted.
Yeah, and that's what we don't,
Yeah.
that for us, that's not, we want women to leave this retreat feeling really rested, really find themselves really starting to tune into themselves and really quietening that noise, so when they go home, they can actually have their own practices and think ways they can take
Yeah.
that home with them.
It's really
About
connected.
remembering. It's about remembering, isn't it?
Yeah. And remembering and connecting, being feeling connected, they're the two words really that would describe it best. Remember
Yeah.
and connect
Mm.
and
One of the
be.
things one of the things I thought of the other day, and it's just something that came up, was about when we were children. I know it's a long time ago, but when we were children, we used to play out in nature without a care in the world, and we just really enjoy it. And it's almost like we don't do that anymore as grown adults, do we? It's like we might have those
Yeah.
moments, but it,
Yeah.
the more that we can go back, it's almost like capturing those precious moments again as well. So,
Yeah, that's a really good point, that Steph.
mm,
It's that ability to play and be joyful that we lose, don't we?
yeah,
And it's hard to be playful and be joyful in the world right now, but it's
mhm,
so important that we are.
yeah.
Yeah, we may even bring some dancing in, depending on the
Oh,
feeling
most
whether,
definitely.
because obviously with my background and the experience and space holding I've had with dancing, shall we say, and using some belly dance moves may come in, but using them in a really authentic way so that we are embodying and integrating our experience
Mm,
or expressing it or enjoying ourselves and enjoying being ourselves, and it's hard as women as well. We forget how to express ourselves, and
yeah.
but it's a
Fun.
safe
It's
it's
we're
a
gonna have
safe
fun.
space, and
Yeah,
anything that doesn't feel right, no one has to engage in it. There's no right or wrong. It's a safe space just to evolve and be, isn't it?
absolutely. And I would say as well that um, there will probably be moments where we'll open up sort of talking circles to
Yeah.
express, to give you opportunity to express yourself. And again, there's no pressure. Silence is good as well, but it's a real opportunity. And I find personally that's very cathartic to just speak my truth, whatever that truth is, without judgment or anything. It's not about coaching, it's not about guiding, it's about you being able to just speak your truth in whichever way that you want to speak your truth.
And having that safe
Yeah,
space where you really feel safe and you really feel held to do that.
yeah, absolutely. And
And
one thing that we've forgotten as well,
oh,
of course, being shamanic practitioners in training, there will be some shamanic drumming, I'm pretty sure, as well on
oh
while
yes,
we're there.
there will. That drum can't help but come in with the healing.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also as we're training, we'll be fully trained practitioners by the end of the year, but we are offering to those who pay up front. Um, we're offering two things, aren't we?
Mhm.
We're offering a free soul retrieval. And that at the moment is free. Obviously, in future, we'll include it within retreats as part of retreats, but that at the moment is a free gift to those who pay up front.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you've also got a very special offer that they could choose as an alternative, haven't you?
Yes, and it's a human design report. So I like to call it astrology on steroids, but that probably doesn't do it
I
any
like
justice,
that. I like
actually.
that. I get that.
But if you want to learn a bit more about yourself, then I've create human design reports that help you to understand yourself a lot better, and they actually do help run through this. Will help with this retreat to help you to actually understand yourself a lot better and introduce things to you that you can do um, to align better with who you are, and it's all based on your date of birth as well.
I
But yeah,
mean,
I'm excited.
it's so empowering, that, isn't it? When you know this whole journey, I know, in a whole space for people and the modalities I offer, it's it's all around this deepening understanding of ourselves. And it really is empowering when we've got a
Absolutely.
deeper understanding of
Mhm.
ourselves, because you get to a point that this is my truth, these are my boundaries,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Mhm.
And this might be my truth today and that be my truth tomorrow, but it's still my truth, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yes.
I
Exactly.
love
And so
that.
many of us that don't speak and voice our truth. We
Yeah.
always hold things back. And I think women particularly are not great at voicing our own truths.
Yeah, and this is for women, nothing against men, but
Yeah.
at the moment, it's we are guided to have this as a space for women where women can feel safe. There still needs to be those spaces where women feel safe. And so that's how we're guided at this point, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if you are interested, if this really resonates with you to join us, then I'll share the links below. You are more than welcome. We would absolutely love to hold this space for you and to cater for your needs at this time on your journey, wherever you are on your journey. And thank you, Steph. It's been absolutely wonderful chatting with you today. Always is, but
Yeah,
it's been
amazing. Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.